support me, please thumbs up and subscribe. Enjoy the video and relax. Hey, it's Zoru. I wanted to do a short video about some movies I've seen recently. I love to talk about movies and I love to go to the theater. I've seen 4 movies that I enjoyed a few weeks ago, and I just wanted to share my thoughts about them in a relaxing way, I hope. The main goal of this video is to be relaxing and to let you take a small break from your day and maybe to help you go to sleep. The first movie I've seen was Ready Player One from Steven Spielberg with Ty Sheridan, Olivia Cooke and Ben Mendelsohn. I'm pretty sure that you have heard about this movie because it was maybe the most marketed movie of the year in competition with Avengers, but there was a lot of advertisement on the streets online, and I think it was almost impossible to miss the release of Ready Player One. I was first pretty scared about this movie because the trailer wasn't really encouraging. I thought that they will make only references during the whole movie, like showing a DeLorean, showing video games characters, just constantly making references to other movies and pop culture things. And I don't think that making references all the time is a way to create a good and coherent movie. But I was partly wrong. Because Ready Player One is a good movie. But yes, they are making a lot of references during it, like all the time, but it's working. It's just working. It works. It was made in a smart way because it was creating the universe. It was coherent. It wasn't references just to make references. It was logical within the context of the movie. I was pretty scared, but I shouldn't have been, because in the end, this wasn't a default at all. This wasn't something wrong for this movie. Apart from that, I loved how the movie was shot by Steven Spielberg. It was made in a brilliant way. Very which is quite a long movie, but it's going incredibly fast. I didn't see any slow time. I didn't thought that any part of the movie was boring. And 2 hours and 20 minutes was quite short after all. I thought it was only 1 hour and 30 minutes, for example. Because how it was directed by Steven Spielberg was very, very good. And the visual effects were a success. It's good looking, it's fun, it's fast. I had a very good time watching Ready Player One. I've seen people saying that this was the movie of the year, and that this was a movie that will be one of the most important of the decade. I'm not sure about that. I think that this is a brilliant movie and that this is a great blockbuster, but I don't think that this is the best movie of the year, and I don't think that this will be one of the best ones of the decade. I just think that it's very good and enjoyable. A nice way to have fun. Apart from that, I've seen Red Sparrow, a movie by Francis Lawrence with Jennifer Lawrence, Joel Edgerton and Mary-Louise Parker. It's a different kind of movie. It's more like a spy movie, a movie based on the Cold War between United States and Russia. And I think that Red Sparrow is quite a good movie, but I'm pretty sure that it could have been way better with the same actors, with the same directing, and with the same first part of the movie. Because the first part is quite interesting and it brought a lot of hope. I was thinking, oh yes, it could be a very good movie. Unfortunately, I think that the second and third part isn't as good, and it's not bad either, but it's way more classical, way more basic. It's becoming a basic spy movie with betrayals and things like that. Nothing very special, nothing very surprising. And that was a bit disappointing for me, because the beginning was really inspiring and a lot of things are good in this movie. The actors are great, the directing is very decent, and the basis of the story is promising, which makes me wonder why they didn't keep going like that for the whole movie, and why they basic spy movie after all. At least this is my opinion about it. By the way, I wanted to share a thought about Jennifer Lawrence because this is an actress that I don't especially like. I often think that she's a bit how to say that? It's hard to find the adequate words in English. I wouldn't say boring, but most of the time I don't find her especially good. I think that she is a bit I really don't have the word. I will search for it. Here it is. Because in French the word is fad, but I don't have it in English. Yeah, the English translation are a bit rough. It would be insipid or tasteless or tame. Insipid or tame, but it's a bit strong. I just don't find her very inspiring, and yeah, I'm not a big fan of Jennifer Lawrence, but in this movie she has to be quite tame, she has to be quite insipid, and I don't know if she's acting well or if she's just acting like she always does, but it's working in this movie. Anyway, it's working, so good job. After that, I've seen a movie that I expected a lot. It's Isle of Dogs. I took time to pronounce the name because if it's spelled quickly, it's Isle of Dogs, which is fun. This is an animation movie by Wes Anderson with the voices of Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton, Bill Murray, and many, many other famous actors and actresses. I think that there is the voice of Scarlett Johansson in it, but I'm not 100% sure. There is only famous people who voice acted in this movie. I was expecting I Love Dogs because I loved The Grand Budapest Hotel by Wes Anderson. It was, and it still is, one of my favorite movies, which makes me happy when I know that he's making another movie, and I was happy to go to the theater to see Isle of Dogs by the same director. the kind of movies, how to say that, I love that Wes Anderson is again having his own style. This was the most surprising thing about the Grand Budapest Hotel. It was how incredibly stylish it was. There was a lot of different ways of shooting, a lot of different kind of humor. It was new, it was different, and it was a movie by Wes Anderson. In I Love Dogs, we have again this kind of difference, this kind of originality, but this time it's not new anymore, at least for me, because when you have seen the Grand Budapest Hotel, I Love Dogs is not as original. It's again very good, but it's using different kind of techniques and humor that I've already seen in the previous movie, which is normal and that didn't make me disappointed about the movie, but it's not as fresh and new. Anyway, I really recommend you to watch it because it's not at all the same kind of movie as the others. It's not a blockbuster. It's not the kind of movie that we see every week in the theaters. It's different, it's good, it's funny, it's a bit moving too. And I think that you can enjoy it. And I want Wes Anderson to make more movies, so please watch it. The last one is Avengers Infinity War, of course. A movie directed by Joe Russo and Anthony Russo, with a lot of actors, but including Scarlett Johansson, Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, but many other names too. I won't talk that much about Avengers because you have very likely already heard a lot about it. You have very likely seen a lot of things about the movie, and you have very likely already seen the movie. In 11 days, it generated more than $1 billion of revenues, which is of course a record, and I think that it will break every records. But if I should give a short opinion about it, I think that this is one of the best ways to make a fantastic Avengers movie, and I've seen it twice in theater. I just loved it. It was very intense. It's 2 hours and 36 minutes long, which is a lot, but it could have been, they could have said that it was 1 hour long, and I would have said, oh okay, it is, because the time when you watch this movie is going incredibly fast. There is a lot of things to see, a lot of things to tell in this movie. It's good looking. It's like the perfect end of the third cycle of Marvel movies. is one of the best bad guys that we have seen in superhero movies. It may be my favorite one. And I'm one of the guy who thinks that when you have good guys and bad guys in a movie, the bad guys are maybe the most important ones. You have to make good bad guys if you want to make a good movie. And Thanos is a very good bad guy. It was just a lot of fun. It was, and I didn't expect that, but it was a bit moving too. Yeah, it was great. It was great, and I can't wait to see the next movie, Avengers 4, which will be the second part of Infinity War, and it will be in 1 year. And this will be all for this video. I hope that you have enjoyed it. I'm sorry if my English wasn't perfect at all, which is the case, but I'm doing my best to make English videos, and I really want to make more English videos. So I'm trying, and I will try to improve. If you have any advice to say, I would love to read it in the comments. And I can't wait to record more ASMR videos in French and English. That will be all. See you next time. Thanks a lot, and have a good day or a good night. Goodbye. Si tu apprécies ce que je fais, installe mon extension sur zoru.fr. Elle te permet de me retrouver sur tous mes réseaux sociaux et de soutenir gratuitement mon travail. Merci beaucoup à toi et à bientôt.